Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. This video is for Homework 5 Triads. It's due Monday, February 19th. That day, school is canceled because it's President's Day, which means my office hours are canceled. So instead, I'm making this video to replace it. And just a little reminder that you can always pick up free physical copies of the homework. It's in my TA file folder, which is in the music department office, which is right next to Lottie Lehman Hall. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Create the requested quality of triads by adding accidentals, if needed, to the third and or fifth of these triads. Do not alter the root. So they're all given in snowman form, so we can clearly see the root, third, and fifth. And it's all line, 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 or space, space, space. That's snowman form. So the first one, we're given A, C, and E. So it's just the major triad. And so we're going to think in the major key of A, because that's our root. A major has sharps in it, which means we need to find the leading tone, and that is G sharp. And then you go to your order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop, which means A major key signature is F, C, and G sharp. And then you look at the third and fifth. Are there any accidentals for C and E in A major? Yes, there's a C sharp. So just go ahead and add that in. Done. So the next one, our root is F, and then we have an A and a C. So we're going to think in the key of F major because that's the root. And F major is one of those magic ones you just have to memorize, and it's just B flat. So to figure out minor triads, we still have to find the major triad first. So the F major triad, the root would be F, and then the third is some kind of A, and the fifth is some kind of C. Now look at your key signature. Is there any A or C in there? No. So we don't add any flats there. This is our F major triad, FAC. So to go from major to minor, you have to lower the third. So the third here is A. Lower it by 1/2 step, it becomes A flat. The next one, the root is C, third is E, fifth is G. So we're going to think in the key of C major because that's our root, which has all natural, no sharps or flats. So to find minor triads, we have to find the major triad first. So C major, it'd be C, E, G, and it's all natural, so the C major triad is just C, E, G. And then again, to go from major to minor, lower the third. So E natural becomes E flat. Next, we have G, B, D. So our root is G, and G major has sharps in it, which means we need the leading tone, which is F sharp. Go to your order of sharps, go to the leading tone and stop. So G major only has F sharp in it. So now minor triad, again, we have to find the major triad first. G major, the root is G, some kind of B is the third, some kind of D is the fifth. And then are there any D's or B's in the G major key signature? No. So G major triad is this, GBD. But then to go from major to minor, again, you have to lower the third. So B natural becomes B flat. Next, we have D, F, and A, and D is our root, so we're going to think in the key of D major. It has sharps, which means we need to find the leading tone, which is C sharp. Then you go to your order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and then you stop. So it's just F and C sharp. So again, for diminished triads, you still have to find the major triad first. D major, the root is D, then the third is some kind of F, and then the fifth is some kind of A. And then look at your key signature and see, is there any F or A? Yes, there's an F sharp. So go in and plug that in. D, F sharp, A is the D major triad. But then to go from major to diminished, you have to lower the third and the fifth by 1/2 step. So F sharp becomes F natural, and A natural becomes A flat. So it's D, F, A flat. That's our D diminished triad. Next, we have a major triad, so that's good. We don't need to alter any thirds or fifths from the major triad. So we're given B, D, and F. So our root is B. B major has sharps. So the leading tone is A sharp. Go to your order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop. So it's F, C, G, D, A. Do we have any D's or F's? Yes, D sharp and F sharp. And that's it. You're done. Okay, section 2. Rewrite these triads in the closest possible position. That means snowman form, like this. So that's just the root, third, and fifth. And we're going to do that for all these chords there. So first I would go in and just identify all the notes that I'm given. G sharp, B, B again, and D. And these notes, a lot of times they're going to repeat. Ignore that. It only matters that it happened once. So G sharp, B, D. That's our root, third, and fifth. So G sharp is a weird key because it has all the sharps of C, G, D, A, E, and B, but it also has an F double sharp. So I'm not going to do the major first method. I'm just going to go straight into the interval method. So G sharp to B, that's a minor third. And then there's a G sharp to D, that's a diminished fifth. Minor third with a diminished fifth makes a diminished triad. So this is a G sharp diminished triad. Next, we have D, F, A, and D again. So we're going to think in the key of D major because that's our root. And that has sharps, which means we need the leading tone, which is C sharp. Go to your order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop. So D major key signature is just F sharp and C sharp. So now I'm going to construct a D major triad and see if what we're given is any different. So our root is D, our third is some kind of F, and our fifth is some kind of A. And then check and see, do we have any F's or A's in the key signature? Yes, we have an F sharp, so plug that in. And then write it in the snowman form. I'm just bringing down the notes from above, D, F, A. So F sharp was changed into an F natural. If you have a major triad and the third is lowered by 1/2 step, which here it is, that means it's minor. So this is a D minor triad. Next we have B flat, F, B flat again, and D. So we're going to think in the key of B flat, because that is our root, B flat, D, F. So the key of B flat major has flats, so you go straight to the order of flats, go to the tonic plus 1. So it's B flat plus E flat. So our B flat major triad would be B flat, some kind of D, some kind of F. Check and see if there are any D's or F's in the key signature. No, there's not. So the B flat major triad is just B flat D F. And look, that is what we're given, B flat D F. So this is just a B flat major triad. Next we have F, F, C, and A. So we're going to think in the key of F because that's our root, F, A, C. So F major, it's just B flat, one of those ones you have to memorize. F major, triad, the root is F, some kind of A is the third, some kind of C is the fifth. And then check and see, are there any A's or C's in the key signature? No. So F major triad is just F, A, C. And look how nice that is what we're given. So this is just F major triad. Next we have C sharp, G sharp, C sharp again, E natural, G sharp, and C sharp. So our C sharp major key signature has sharps in it, which means we need the leading tone, and that is B sharp. So go to your order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop. So it's F, C, G, D, A, E, and B sharp, because we went to the leading tone and stopped. So the C sharp major triad, it's C sharp, some kind of E, and some kind of G. Look at your key signature. Are there any E's or G's? Yes, there's an E sharp and a G sharp. So our C sharp major triad is C sharp, E, G sharp. So now I'm going to bring this down, make my snowman, C sharp, E, G sharp. So E sharp was changed to E natural. If the third is lowered by 1/2 step, it's now minor. So this is a C sharp minor triad. Next, we have E flat, G, E flat again, and B flat. So we're going to think in the key of E flat as flat, so go straight to the order of flats, go to the tonic plus 1. So B flat and E flat plus A flat. So our E flat major triad, that would be E flat is the root, then some kind of G, then some kind of B. Are there any G's and B's in the key signature? Yes, there's a B flat. So our key E flat major triad is E flat, G, B flat. And look, that is what we have. So this is just an E flat major triad. For the next part, the directions say, below is a major scale with appropriate key signature. Build a triad over every chord tone, then provide lead sheet symbols for each of these chords above the staff. That sounds like a lot of things to do, but I promise it's not as bad as it sounds. So first, let's figure out what key we're in. So if it has flats and we're looking for the major key, which we are, you just go to the last flat and then go back one. So here we're in the key of E flat major. So first, I'm going to build a triad above every chord tone. You do this by just building the snowman. So you have root third to fifth, line, 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 space, 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 line, 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 space, space, space. Next, provide lead sheet symbols for each of these chords above the staff. So the root of each of these chords is just going to be the naturally occurring scale degrees in E flat major. So it's E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, back to E flat. And again, I got B flat, E flat, A flat from the key signature. And then it just follows the formula for every major key. The chord qualities are always going to be this. The 1 chord is major, 2 chord is minor, 3 chord is minor, 4 chord is major, 5 is major, 6 is minor, 7 is diminished, 1 back to major. That's it. You're done. Okay, second page, top of the page. Directions. Provide lead sheet symbols for the following triads above the staff. So we're just identifying the triads again. So here, these are all in snowman form, so we can easily see the root third and fifth. So the first one we're given C, E flat, and G. So C is our root, so we're going to think in the key of C major, which is all natural, no sharps or flats. So we're going to build the C major triad first. C, E, and G, all natural. But here, the third is actually E flat. So E natural went down 1/2 step to E flat, which means the third was lowered by 1/2 step. And if a major triad, the third is lowered by 1/2 step, that means it's minor. So here, this is a C minor triad. Next, we have G, B, and D sharp. So our root is G, so we're going to think in the key of G major, and that has sharps, which means we need the leading tone, and that's F sharp. So then you go to your order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop. So it's just F sharp in the key signature of G major. So now I'm going to build a G major triad. The root is G, some kind of B, some kind of D. Are there any B's and D's in the key signature of G major? No. So this is all natural. G major triad is G natural, B natural, and D natural. But here instead we were given D sharp, which means the fifth was raised up 1/2 step from D to D sharp. And when that happens to a major triad, that means it is now augmented. So G augmented. Next we have F sharp, A sharp, and C sharp. So our root is F sharp, so we're going to think in the key of F sharp major, and that has sharps, which means we need the leading tone, and that's E sharp. So now I'm going to go to my order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop. So F sharp major has F sharp, C, G, D, A, and E sharp because I stopped at the leading tone. So now I'm going to build the F sharp major triad. The root is, of course, F sharp. The third is some kind of A. Fifth is some kind of C. Are there any A's and C's in the key signature? Yes, A sharp and C sharp. So the F sharp major triad is F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. And look how nice that is what we're given, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. So this is just an F sharp major triad. Next, we have A flat, C, E flat. So I'm going to think in the key of A flat major because that's our root, and that has flats. So I don't need the leading tone. I'm just going to go straight to the order of flats, go to the tonic A flat plus 1, B flat, E flat, A flat plus D flat. Now I'm going to build the A flat major triad. Root is A flat, third is some kind of C, fifth is some kind of E. Are there any C's and E's in the key signature? Yes, there's an E flat, so I'm going to go in and plug that in. A flat C E flat is our A flat major triad. And look how nice, that is what we're given, so this is just the A flat major triad. And you're done. Alright, the last section. We're almost at the finish line. So the directions say identify the boxed triads with chord symbols. So we're just doing more identification of triads and writing in the lead sheet symbols. And the boxed triads are these ones that they're talking about. The lines are a little thin, so it's kind of hard to see. And then you write in your answers down there. Okay, so I'm going to zoom into the first one, and same as always, I'm just going to start by identifying the notes that were given. So it's G, D, B, G, B again, and notice that these notes just keep repeating. And then up here, we're given a bunch of B's, and then there's a D, a couple more B's. So yeah, we're just given G, B, D. That's our root, third, and fifth. So our root is G, so I'm going to think in the key of G major. That has sharps in it, and which means we need the leading tone, and that's F sharp. So then I go to my order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop. So G major key signature is just F sharp. So now I'm going to construct the G major triad. The root is G, the third is some kind of B, there's some kind of D as the fifth, and then I look at the key signature. Are there any B's and D's in the key signature? No. So the G major triad is just GBD, and that GBD that's just the notes we're given. So this is just the G major triad. Next, number 2, same as always, identify the notes. E, B, E, G, and those repeat, and then just a whole bunch of G's. So yeah, our notes are E, G, and B. That's the root, third, and fifth. So I'm going to think in the key of E major. That has sharps in it, which means we need the leading tone. The leading tone is D sharp. So then we go to our order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop. So it's F, C, G, and D sharp. So now I'm going to construct the E major triad. Root is E, third is some kind of G, fifth is some kind of B. Then I look at the key signature. Are there any G's and B's in the key signature? Yes, there's a G sharp. Add that in. So the E major triad is E, G sharp, B. But those aren't the notes I was given. I was given a G natural. So G sharp was lowered down a half step to G natural. And when that happens to a major triad, that means it's minor now. So this one is E minor. Next, number 3. Go in and identify the notes. A, E, A, C, and a couple of more C's. So our root, third, fifth are A, C, E. So now I'm going to figure out the A major scale or key signature. It has sharps in it, which means we need the leading tone, which is G sharp. Go to your order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop. It's F, C, and G sharp. And then you build your A major triad. Root is A, third is some kind of C, fifth is some kind of E. Look at your key signature. Are there any C's and E's? Yes, there's a C sharp. So A major triad is A, C sharp, E. But you were instead given C natural. If the third is lowered by 1/2 step, again, it's minor. So this is an A minor triad. Next, we have D, D, F, A, and D. But then remember you have an F sharp in the key signature. So here, I'm going to work over here. D, F, F sharp, and A. So I want to think in the key of D major that has sharps in it, which means we need the leading tone, and that's C sharp. So you go to your order of sharps, go to the leading tone, and stop. So it's F sharp and C sharp. So now I'm going to build the D major triad. The root is D, the third is some kind of F, the fifth is some kind of A. Are there any Fs and As in the key signature? Yes, there's an F sharp. And then you compare that to the notes you were given. They are the same. So this is just the D major triad. Last one. A, C, E, A, C. Well, A, C, E, that sounds really familiar. It looks just like, where is it? Here. A, C, E. It's just an A minor triad again. That's it, you're done.